There is one emotion that we humans experience that stands out from all the other emotions that we might feel. Every single time a person acts under the influence of this emotion, the world moves closer to hell and away from heaven. And the person possessed by this emotion does not have a pleasant experience of life either. The emotion I'm talking about is envy. Envy is an emotion all of us feel, all of us, but no one wants to admit it, even though every single one of us at some point in our life has felt a pang in our hearts when an acquaintance of ours, or maybe even a friend of ours, achieves something that we desire. We want to conceal envy from even ourselves because all of us think we are good people, incapable of any kind of evil. Also, an admission of envy would be an admission of us feeling inferiority, which is somewhat unbearable to us humans. Envy is a lethal virus. If it is not cured fast, it can destroy the person it has infected and the world around them. But there is a way to turn envy into something productive, pro-social, and perhaps even a force for good. I learned that from Robert Greene in this book, The Laws of Human Nature. In this book, Robert Greene discusses 5 practices to turn envy into a nourishment for your growth instead of a parasite. But before we discuss those 5 strategies, there is one prerequisite box you need to tick, and that would be to admit to your feeling of envy. Think of envy like a virus. There are things you can do to prevent the virus from getting in you or to prevent the infection from getting too bad. However, just because the virus got in you doesn't make you a bad person. But feeding that virus and acting under its influence is a sinful action. If you feel envy right now, the virus is already in you. Denying its existence won't make you any better. The first step in curing it is to accept its existence. Now, with that out of the way, let's actually discuss the book. The first practice that Robert Greene recommends in order to overcome envy is to get closer to the thing you envy. In the beginning of 11th grade, I used to envy a lot of my classmates. But as I got to know them better and became close friends with them, that disappeared. Because I understood that they might be a bit better than me in sports or they might be a bit buffer than me, but I would be way better than them in academics. Or they might be a bit better than me in academics, but I would be way better than them in sports and extracurricular activities. They might receive a lot more attention than me, but there are a million other things in each of our lives that I would never exchange with them. Try to see the disadvantages that go along with the thing you envy about the other person. It doesn't mean you diminish their achievements, but understand that there are some things in life that you probably have better than them. And that's the first practice. The second practice that Robert Greene recommends in order to overcome envy is to engage in downwards comparison. What this means is occasionally you compare yourself to the people who are worse than you. It doesn't have to be petty and cheap as it sounds, but approach this from a place of empathy and gratefulness. Try to feel the pain that the people who are worse than you feel. This might just be your past self. And now feel grateful for the things you now possess that they don't. What you now take for granted might be the thing that your past self only dreamt of. That's the second practice. The third method is to practice,
Mitfreude.
which is the opposite of,
Schadenfreude.
I pronounce it as Mitfreude and Schadenfreude. Schadenfreude means to rejoice at the suffering of others, and Mitfreude means to joy with, to rejoice at the success of others. Nietzsche said, "The serpent that stings us means to hurt us and rejoices as it does so." Even the lowest animal can imagine the pain of others. But to imagine the joy of others and to rejoice at it is the highest privilege of the highest animal. Imagine the friend you envy and the achievement of his that you envy. Now imagine all the hard work that he must have put in. Imagine all the anxiety he felt wondering whether all of it would work, and imagine the sleep he lost. Imagine the sacrifices he made. Imagine the pain he went through. Feel the pain he went through. And now realize the fact that he won. The fourth tactic is to turn envy into emulation. Think carefully whether you would want the thing that you envy about the other person and whether you would be willing to make the sacrifices necessary to get it. For example, let's say I envy a person for his ability to speak in front of an audience very well. Now, um, how can I get there? I probably need to practice public speaking more. I'll probably need to enroll in a few competitions. Now, what would be the sacrifices I need to make? I'll probably need to miss a few classes while the competitions are going on. Am I willing to make that sacrifices? If yes, then the fact that the other person already has that ability is now positive for me, because now I can use their guidance to get to their place faster. And say it is no, say I want to focus on my studies and my purpose right now is to just maximize the marks I can get, then you don't need to envy anyone. You just focus on your own life and your purpose, and that itself will immunize you from any envy that you might feel. That's the fourth tactic. The fifth and final tactic discussed in this book is to admire human greatness. We can't do everything. Einstein was not the buffest guy of the 20th century, and Arnold wasn't the smartest. But I would bet if they both met, they would admire each other. Admiration is the polar opposite of envy. When we admire someone, we celebrate their accomplishments and their skills. We admit their prowess in their own art or science, and we celebrate it. We feel Mitfreude for the sake of all humanity. We admire what our species is capable of. This lifts us beyond the pettiness characterizing our day-to-day life. Robert Greene also suggests to cultivate moments in life where we feel immense satisfaction, happiness, joy, and peace, divorced from our success or achievement. This can be obtained when we look at a beautiful landscape, or when we try to comprehend the vastness of the universe, the immense span of time before us and after us, the sheer improbability that we would have been born, the sheer wonder at existence itself. These moments of sublime, Robert Greene says, are as far removed from the pettiness and poison of envy as possible. These are the 5 strategies that help me overcome envy to a certain degree in my own life. I wouldn't say I transcended envy and now I am an enlightened one, but I would say envy is now more in my control than what it would have been if I had not read this book and started my self-improvement, which in fact started with this book. That's all. With that, I'll see you at the top. Bye.